Hey Beatle people, how you doing today? So I'm really excited about this video because I've been thinking about this one for a while. And so I mentioned before in my first video that my job is pretty cool and pretty unusual. For those of you that don't know, I am the memorabilia tour guide at the world's largest hard rock cafe in Orlando, Florida. And we have a huge Beatles collection in there, so it's pretty awesome that I get to work with so many great pieces. But the best part about the job, not just the memorabilia, are the people that I get to meet every single day at work from all over the world. And I've been so fortunate to actually, receive a little presents here and there from my friends from all over the world. So I wanted to start off with a few things that I've gotten. I got this t-shirt actually not too very long ago from a family from Queens, New York. This is pretty cool. Two of my favorite things, actually I should say three. New York, because that's where I'm from. Two, the Ramones, Rock, Rock, Rockaway Beach. And of course three, the Beatles. So I do love this t-shirt. I'm sorry though in advance that a lot of the things that I have, I don't remember who exactly gave them to me. I don't remember everybody's names. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. I do love and cherish everything that is given to me. And then this guy right over here is actually a t-shirt from the Holy Land of Liverpool. Thanks to my very good friends, Steve and Maggie, that actually, they live in Birmingham, and they visit Hard Rock every year. And they gave this to me a couple years ago when they were on a trip in Liverpool, where they also got me lots of great postcards and lanyards and pins and all kinds of fun stuff. So Steve and Maggie, I love you. I also wanted to show some stuff that I didn't necessarily get these from a guest. I actually got this from one of my managers. His son collects Hot Wheels, and he said, hey, do you have all of the Yellow Submarine Hot Wheels? And I said, I had a couple, but he was like, oh, well, my son has extras, so you can have them. So I actually have a complete set of the most recent Yellow Submarine Hot Wheels that came out. So there's one. And here's the Blue Meanie car. And then here you have the Ringo car. Then you have the George Mini Cooper. You have Paul's car. John's little Hot Wheels. And another gift from a friend that I work with, not necessarily a guest, but I do have to show these off, from my buddy Dawn. I guess her father is a stamp collector, and she had these laying about in the collection, and I'm very, very thankful that she gave these to me. These beautiful John Lennon stamps, still all intact, perfect condition, with, of course, the certificate of authenticity here on the back. And not only just the John Lennon stamps, but of course Lennon and Groucho Marx as well, with the certificate of authenticity here on the back. So thanks, girl. Still taking really good care of these. If I'm friends with you on Facebook and I forgot something, it's just simply because I can't find it yet. All of my Beatles stuff are still in totes. I'm sorting through it all. So I'm sorry, bear with me. But that just means I have to make another video, which is totally okay. So really cool thing about my job too is that, come on, not only do I give tours and meet Beatle fans all day, but sometimes there'll be a client that rents out our VIP lounge, which is Beatle themed. I'm not going to give too much away because you should just come to Orlando and take the tour. They have Beatle-themed parties. And so this was only just a few months ago, where they had me talking about the memorabilia that we have and engaging with guests. But the client had these incredible yellow submarine statues as the centerpieces. And she was so nice enough to let me have them. Actually, a lot of the guests were trying to snag them away, but when they realized that I was trying to snag them as well, they were nice enough and gave them to me. So I have the entire set. So here you have Paul, and what's cool is that they stand on the Sgt. Pepper logo, which is pretty neat. Yeah, these are made by Factory Entertainment. So if you're looking to get a set of these, and they bobble around, which is really cool. So there you have Paul. And then over here we have George. Bobbling around. Then we have John. Bobble, 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 bobble. Then we have Ringo. Bobble, bobble, bobble. But last, and certainly not the least, your Blueness himself. Blue Meanie. He was the only one who's not standing on the Sgt. Pepper logo. But the best part is the hands, they spring. It's so cool. Know your Blueness. Mwah. I love these things. So if you're out there, person who gave these to me, thank you very much. I love them and I adore them, even though they're going back into a paper bag right now, but just for now. So another recent piece that I got from a guest is from a man named Richard who lives in Canada, over in the French side of Canada. And actually this gentleman, I'll have to put the video in the description if I can find it, is actually a huge memorabilia collector, and he has the largest privately owned collection of Michael Jackson memorabilia in the world, and has been interviewed about it dozens of times, and also has a lengthy Beatles collection too. And so I took him and his wife Claire on a tour, and there's a piece that we actually have in the cafe, is John Lennon and Yoko Ono's wedding album on cassette, and it's just kind of over in a little frame with a piece of John's artwork. And so he made a comment about it that he had a few of them, and I went, oh, that's really cool, you know, that's neat. He goes, do you want one? I'm like, of course I do. You're offering me free Beatles stuff? Please, by all means, give it to me. So I gave him my address, and a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks, it was like a week later, I get it in the mail. But it's never been opened and never will be opened. But the packaging is just too cool. Like, I thought I was just getting a little dinky cassette in the mail, and this is what I got. You would think that there is an actual vinyl record in here, but as you could see at the top here, it says one stereo cassette of John and Yoko's wedding album, still in the shrink. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm ever opening this, not only because it's just in the shrink. I wish I could find the certificate of authenticity. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll probably post it. So Richard goes to a lot of auctions, and that's, of course, how he acquires a lot of the memorabilia that he owns. And so this particular piece came from the personal collection of a Mr. Dick Clark. Yes, Mr. American Bandstand himself owned this cassette of the wedding album. Apparently he had a few, and that's how Richard got them. And so I am so incredibly thankful to have this now in my collection. It is just too cool for school. That wasn't cool, but this is definitely up there in my favorites that I've ever received from a guest. But last thing I wanted to share with you guys, once again, I cannot remember the gentleman that gave these to me. There's a gentleman I took on a tour a few years back, and he was just the sweetest older man. And he would, go on and tell me that he has, no children, that he has no one to pass on his Beatles memorabilia to. And he's actually given me a couple of packages since I met him. I wish I could remember his name. I'm so sorry. One of the packages he gave me were tons of old newspapers that he had collected over the years, some from when John Lennon was murdered, and a lot of other great newspaper clippings that he was nice enough to give me. They're in a box somewhere. But something that I couldn't believe that he had given me, but you'll see why he gave these to me in just a second. There's about a stack of 80 or 90 Beatles trading cards from the early to mid-60s. These are the authentic colored cards. You can see here on the back. But the one thing, and this is probably why this gentleman gave them to me, is that every single card has been hole punched. Not cool. But I'm still thankful for these. They're really neat to look at. Maybe I'll just put them in a scrapbook someday. One of those nice card holders, flip books or whatever. But I counted them once, and there's about 80 or so in here. But each of them has a hole punch. He kept the goods for himself. But I'm still, like I said, very, very thankful to have these. They're just, other than the hole punch, these are in excellent condition. I've got a hole in me pocket. And the backs are in excellent condition too. And you have one of these. I know for the collectors out there in the world, it kind of makes you cringe. It makes me cringe too. There you go, my friends. Just a little bit of my personal collection. Gifts from guests and friends that I work with. I'm sure there'll be more segments like this to come in the future. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Peace and love to everyone. And see you next time. Bye.